talking about the energetic body, Pranamaya, Kosha. Today's practice, we're going to be focusing on the third and fourth chakras. The third, Manipura, is located right above the belly button, and it governs the energy in our digestive system and all along the core muscles. So we're going to do a lot of core work today. We're also going to be talking about the heart, the fourth chakra, Anahata. And the energy within this space governs the movement and the energy of the hands, the arms, the heart, and the lungs. And like I said before, each chakra has a shadow emotion tied to it. The shadow emotion of the third chakra is shame, so we'll explore that today. And the shadow emotion of the heart is grief. So let's begin on our backs. Have a block handy. As you slowly bring your back down to the mat, keep your knees bent, feet parallel, and hip distance apart. Relax your arms down next to your sides, and we'll just pause here for a moment. Place your left hand on your belly, right above the belly button, and place your right hand on your heart center. Our physical anatomy heart is just to the left side, but our spiritual heart is right in the center, right at the center of our lungs. Our lungs are the wings of the heart. Connect with your breath now. It's important to invite in these shadow emotions and not push them away. Shame and grief are both very difficult to sit with. But if we use them as our allies, instead of this thing that we fear or want to push away because we don't want to feel them, we're able to move energy through us more quickly. One more full breath here. Place your hands down by your sides, palms face up, as we go into pelvic rocking. So see if you can stamp your tailbone into the mat. And as you do that, you're rocking forward and your lower back lifts up off the mat. And just pause there for a moment, noticing the shape. And then press into your feet and then see if you can rock backwards. So now you're stamping your lower back into the mat and just lifting the tailbone. Your hips are still on the ground. Feel that shape. And then curl back down, lifting the lower back up, pushing the tailbone into the mat. A few more just like that. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, rock down. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Good. Come to a neutral spine. And as we've said before, there's an element associated with each chakra. So the element that radiates with the third chakra above the belly button is fire. And so you can look at that as when we do core exercises, we're igniting this fire within us. And the more we strengthen this space, the more we have this power or self-confidence to move forward in the direction of our purpose. So let's begin lifting the arms up into the air, straight up, palms facing each other. And then following the legs, so start to lift one leg and then the other. They call this dead bug pose. Okay, so we're just going to notice what it feels like as we allow the blood to flow down out of our hands and feet and into the limbs. And focusing on core here, all we're going to do is just lower the right leg down. So slowly lower one leg at a time, starting with the right. And then lift it back up, nice and slowly. And just notice. And then we go to the left side. And you can hover the leg and then lift it back up. One more time on each side. Good, now that we got a feel for that, we're going to add on the arms. So lower the left leg and right arm. Hover both, and then bring both back up at the same time. Left arm, right leg. Hover and lift. Good. Left leg, right arm. Lift back up. Left arm, right leg. Lift back up. One more time on each side. Very good. Hug knees into chest. Good. Now we're going to keep a hold of the right leg, the right knee, as we extend the left leg down towards the floor. See if you can flex both feet. Hug the right knee tightly into chest. And then just lift the head, so forehead to knee. Curl in. And then relax back down. Good. And then we're going to switch legs. So extend right leg. Hug left knee in, nice and tightly. Curl up, forehead to knee. Place the head back down. Good. And then from here, hover the right leg up off the ground. And we're going to switch legs as we hover the left leg. And then we can curl up, forehead to knee as we do that. And then switch the legs. And feel free to go at your own pace, your own speed here. You can either flex the feet or try pointing the toes. Don't hold your breath here, so see if you can inhale and maybe exhale when you switch legs. Or keep the inhale and then exhale. Nice and slowly. Just a few more. Hug both knees in, lower your head down. Wrap your arms around and squeeze. And now a full body stretch, lengthening both legs down, pointing the toes, lifting the arms up above the head, interlacing the fingers, activating all of the muscles, stretching all of the muscles along the legs, the belly, and the arms. Good. Lower your arms down, bend both knees. Place your feet hip distance apart. Press into the feet. We're going to lift up into bridge pose. Palms face down. They can support you as you lift your hips up off the ground. And we're just starting out here. See if you can squeeze the glutes as you lift the hips up a little bit higher. Hollow out the belly. And then slowly bring your hips back down to the mat. Good. Now grab your block. And now we're going to place our block in between the knees. So now we have something to squeeze. And instead of squeezing the glutes, we're going to really press the knees together into the block. So push into the feet, lift the hips, squeeze the block. And then slowly lower back down. Inhale, lift the hips, squeeze the block. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Very good job, and we're just going to rest. Now we're going to add on the arms. So as we lift the hips, our arms come up into the sky and then down next to our ears. And as we lower the hips down, the arms come down as well. Good. Keep pressing into the whole foot as you lift your hips. Lower your arms down. Adding on the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Good. Lower the hips, place the block off to the side, and hug your knees into chest. Next, interlace your fingers underneath your head, elbows wide. Relax your head down. Legs, 90-degree angle. So see if you can pull your knees away from you a little bit so that they're stacked above the hips. You can either flex or point your feet. And we're just going to do little crunches here. So lift the chin, lift the head, crunch up, and then exhale down. Inhale and exhale. Good. 3 more. Nice job. Release your feet down to the mat and just rest as we go into our yogi bicycles. So same idea. Now we're just going to add on a twist, opposite elbow to opposite knee. So lift the legs up off the ground. As we extend our right leg, we curl up and the right elbow comes towards the left knee. Good. And then we're going to switch here, extend left leg, Left elbow to right knee. Back into center. Extend and twist. Good. Feel free to go at your own pace, your own speed here. Three more. And then slowly lower back down. Hug the knees into chest. Good job. Good. Next, we're going to scissor the legs. So palms face down, lift the legs up into the sky. Right leg comes down, left leg stays up, and then just switch. And keep your legs nice and straight here. You can either point your toes or flex your feet as you switch each side. Good. Three more on each side. Good. Lower the feet down. Take a rest. Left hand on the belly, right hand on the heart. Close your eyes and just notice the heat that you have created, igniting this fire within you, burning through the emotion of shame. And shame can be defined as something that we might have done or said that we're not really proud of. And it's just kind of something that comes to mind every once in a while or constantly that just isn't able to be released. And so we just bring in this self-love and self-compassion in order to dissolve the shame. Good. And we're going to rock and roll on our spine. So feel free just to find a little bit of movement here as you massage the spine, rocking forward and back. And we're going to come into our boat pose. And so see if you can balance on the toes at first. Hold on to the back of the knees. Bring the knees in together. Lift the heart. And one toe at a time can lift up off the mat and find balance in the tailbone. The knees are wanting to separate a little bit, so start to pull them back in towards each other. If this feels nice and balanced, you can experiment and explore by straightening the legs, lifting the heart a little bit more. Good. And then lower your legs down and find a forward fold. Big toes to touch. And we'll start to come back up and move to hands and knees. Okay, hands and knees. We'll just begin by doing a few cat-cows here, focusing on the belly, pulling it up and in, rounding the spine, chin into chest. Inhale, look up, drop the belly. Curl in, cat pose. Exhale, cow pose. One more set. Good. Coming into our puppy pose. So keep your knees where they are, but walk your hands forward. Straighten the arms, pointer fingers pointing towards the front of the mat as you slowly melt your heart down. If your forehead doesn't touch the mat, that's okay. Maybe tuck your chin into your chest and just allow yourself to sink deeper, melting the heart towards the earth. Hips should be stacked above the knees. Taking deep, full breaths. Moving our way into the heart chakra. When we experience loss, we feel sadness. We experience grief. And when not processed, we tend to store that energy in our heart, our lungs, our arms, and our hands. So addressing them now here as we come back to hands and knees, tuck the toes under and just lift up. And if this is too much on your toes, you can always come up off of your heels. As we just take a moment here to interlace the fingers, press your palms away from you, and then slowly lift them up into the sky. One deep, full breath here. Good. Release the fingers, and we're going to come into plank pose. So you're always welcome to do plank on your knees. Shift your hips forward so that your shoulders are above your wrists, and either stay here for a few breaths or tuck your toes under, lift your knees into full plank. Pulling belly button up and in is called Uddiyana Bandha, and we do this bandha often throughout our practice to really engage and lock the energy of the core. We're going to lower ourselves all the way down to the mat by shifting forward, bending the elbows, and lowering down. We can stack our hands, elbows wide, for a little pillow for our forehead as we bring the head down. Good. We're exploring some heart-opening poses here as we bend both knees and windshield wiper the legs from side to side, releasing the lower back. Bring the legs back down onto the mat. Lift the head and bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. So start to pull them back a little bit. Forearms are parallel, fingers are wide. We're going to just focus on really lifting up through the heart here, pressing down into the elbows, forearms, and hands, and also pressing down into the tops of the feet, activating the legs. Focusing on the front of the throat. Turn your head over towards the right. Look over your right shoulder. Good. Head comes back into center. And look over your left shoulder. Head back into center. Chin into chest. Round. And then very slowly start to lift your head and see if you can open up your throat here by tipping your head back, gazing up towards the sky. Good. And then we slowly come back down into our rest pose, forehead to stacked hands. Bend both knees and windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Bring your legs back down. Place your arms by your sides now and turn your head to the right. See if you can rest your head down onto the mat. And as we go through the next few poses, see if you can flip your palms face down. Extend your legs. Extend your arms really long towards the back of the mat. And on your inhale, you're going to lift your rib cage, lift your arms, and lift your legs up off the mat. Head comes into center. You can bring your eyes a little bit further in front of you to lift yourself up a little bit higher. So where you're looking is where your body is headed. So maybe bring your eyes and your gaze a little bit more towards the front of your yoga mat. Lift yourself up a little bit higher. Engage all of the muscles here. Take a deep full breath in. And then exhale as you lower down. Turn your head to the opposite side and relax all of the muscles down into the floor. Pause here. We're going to do that again. So on your inhale, see if you can lift your arms, lift your rib cage, lift your heart, lift your gaze, lift your legs, really pressing your pelvis down into the mat, pulling the shoulders down away from the ears, holding it here but not holding your breath. As you inhale, maybe lift up a little bit higher. And as you exhale, slowly lower back down, turning your head to the opposite position, allowing your body to rest. And then this time we're going to bend both knees and windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Both feet come to the left, both feet move to the right. Good. Coming back into our Sphinx pose. So head comes into center, elbows come back underneath the shoulders, arms parallel. Lift the heart. Lion's breath. So all you're going to do here is open your mouth and stick your tongue out really long, and you're going to do a nice deep exhale. You can create a little bit of sound if you'd like. So we're going to take a deep inhale in through the nose, and then exhale through the mouth as you stick out your tongue nice and long. Two more just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Open your mouth wide. Creating some sound. Good. Inhale. And one more release. Beautiful. Slowly start to lower back down, making a pillow again for your forehead. And then just shimmy the hips from side to side. Good. We're going to do a stretch for the front of our shoulder. So extend your right arm out to the side, parallel to your shoulder. So you don't want it really any higher or any lower, but really out from the shoulder, palm face down. Left hand is going to come right underneath the left shoulder, and you're going to press into this hand. So keep the elbow bent and bend in through the left knee. As you press into the hand, you're going to twist open, and you can see how my toes reach the earth behind me, And then see if you can relax your head down. So if your head has to hover, that's okay. You can always grab your block and place it underneath your head. Or if it feels okay on your head and neck, place your head down onto the mat. Now really breathe into the front of the shoulder here. If this is too much, come out of the pose. Deep, full breaths. Good. And then slowly come back down onto your belly. Make a fist or stack the hands again and rest down. Good. Other side. Extend your left arm out to the side, palm face down, straight out from your shoulder. Right hand comes underneath your shoulder. Bend through that right knee. Press into the right hand and twist yourself open. Toes reach the earth behind you. Relax your head down onto the mat. Deep, full breaths. And then slowly come back down. Even out. And one more time, windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Good. Feet come down onto the mat, hands underneath the shoulders, press into the hands. Find your plank pose again. So whether that's on your knees or full plank. Hold it here. Pull belly button up and in. Good. Lower down onto your knees. And lift up off of your hands. Good job. Coming into our camel pose. Grab your block. Place the block in between your thighs. Good. And then we're just going to pause here and squeeze that block just as you did when we were on our backs. Squeeze the block with your legs. Now, pull belly button up and into the back of the spine. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Close your eyes. Good. Coming into our camel pose, I'll turn to the side so that you can see me. You can either keep your feet flat or tuck your toes under. Place your hands at your lower back, fingers pointing downward. And then from here, I'm just going to try to draw my elbows in towards each other behind me. So from here, squeezing the block. Good. Pulling belly button up and in. Squeezing the elbows in towards each other. I'm going to find a nice little rocking movement. So see if you can rock back a little bit. Maybe if it feels okay on the head and neck, open up through the front of the neck a little bit by tipping the head back and finding a little bit of movement. Good. And then I'm just going to pause here, see if I can push my hips forward towards the front of the mat a little bit more. Round the spine, drop the head back. Deep, full breath. Good. And then slowly come back, drop the arms, and then that block is there in perfect placement to act as a little seat. The element of the heart chakra is air. And so when we breathe in, we just bring this air and expand the lungs. And as we sit here, just find that visual of the wings of the heart or the lungs. So the goal is to expand the wings as wide as you can. As we breathe in, we move the emotion of grief through the body so that it doesn't settle and create disease within this part of ourselves. One more full breath here. Good. Coming back up for another camel pose. Lift up, place the block in between the knees. Either keep the feet flat or tuck the toes under. Hands to the lower back. Pull the elbows in towards each other. You're welcome to do what we did before by just playing around with finding a nice little back bend, tipping the head back, opening the front of the throat, front of the heart. Or for full camel, you can just see if you can reach back, right hand to right heel, left hand to left heel. Push the belly and the hips forward and allow the head to drop back. Deep full breaths. Squeeze the block. One more full breath. And then slowly come out of the pose by lifting up the right side first and then the left side, straightening the spine, untucking the toes, and coming back into a seated position, allowing the body to settle, allowing the energy of emotions to run through, to be felt, and to be released. Good work today. Let's come back down onto our backs for our closing Shavasana. Slowly bring your spine back down to the mat. You can let your spine settle by just keeping your knees bent for just a second. And then lengthen the legs down onto the mat. See if you can bring your heels to the outside edges of the mat. We're going to create a crescent moon shape with our body here. Lift your arms up above your head. You can grab opposite elbows if you'd like, or just grab your wrists. Lift your left foot up off the mat and then just cross it over your right ankle. So your right leg doesn't move at all. It's still out to the outside edge of the mat. That left ankle comes over, crosses over. And then we create a crescent moon shape by moving the upper body towards the right. And we pause and just allow the body to settle back down. If this is too much, come out of it a little bit. Wherever you are, close your eyes and connect with your breath. One more full breath. So upper body moves out of the pose first by coming back into center. Lift the left foot, place it back to the outside edge of your mat, nice and wide. As we go towards the other side, Lift the right foot up off the ground, cross it over the left ankle, creating a crescent moon shape with our body. We're now moving the upper body over towards the left. Deep, full breaths. Good. Upper body comes back into center first. Lower your arms down. Pick your right foot up. Place it back down onto the mat as we set up for Shavasana. Legs wide, arms wide, palms face up. We allow the feet and the legs to release, letting go of any tension or any holding. Tune into the hips, drop the belly, let go of the muscles and tension of the ribs. Relax the muscles around the heart. Soften the throat. Relax the arms. And allow the head to feel the support of the earth. We lay here in silence, not allowing the mind to wander, but staying present to the sensations that you feel in the physical body. Start to lengthen the breath. And just rock the head from side to side, feeling the pressure at the back of the head and the skull. Good. Bend the knees and pull the knees in towards the chest, wrapping your arms around one more time. Roll to one side. Pause. Allow your nervous system to settle. And gently press yourself up into a seated pose to end class today. Let's sit up nice and tall. Close the eyes and just notice how you feel. Just inviting in this self-worth and self-confidence as we work on strengthening the core, creating more energy within this space, propelling us forward into doing what we want to do, into creating what we want to create. confidence and love. Have a beautiful day.